Uh, I am Arushi Kumar, taking the course of data visualization, and I will be presenting my dashboard, which I made using the Flex dashboard template available on R. Yes. This is the dashboard made using the Iris. Wait a second. Yes, this is the dashboard made using the R Flexboard. Within the Iris dataset dashboard, I have three tabs internally: summary, individual analysis, and predictor. And then I have a sidebar. The sidebar basically acts like an about section telling me about the dataset, including the like what is the dataset, what are the different features, and how many samples per species, and what is the status of numeric values and other missing values, etc. So the first tab is the individual analysis tab. So this include the over here we study the individual. We basically plot the individual features of the data set. For example, first I have petal dimensions, length versus width scatter plot. Similarly, I have one for sepal also. I can switch. So as we can observe that within just the petal length versus width scatter plot, there is a sort of cluster formed for different species. And the next one, and similarly for we have for sepal, where in sepal we see that the distinction isn't as great as the one for petal. Next up, we have the distribution of petal length. Again, we see they're very distinctly different. And then for sepal length, we see that the distribution isn't as distinct as it was for petal. Next, we have the density plot again for both the petal width as well as the sepal width. So for petal width, again, three different density plots formed. For sepals, again, even though they are different, however, they are more overlapping compared to the petals. So thus, now these are the box plot for petal length across species, and there's the box plot for sepal length across species. So if we look at the box plot for petal length across species, we see that there is less variation, right? And for sepal length, there is more variation. That is we can look at the thickness of this box plot. This is the one for sepal length. For all of these graphs, I've used Plotly because Plotly is more interactive. I can like zoom in, I can zoom out, I can hover around to see what data values it represents. So if there's one thing we gain through the individual analysis is that petal length is usually a better indicator of petal length or petal width rather. Both of them are more better, better segregated data set. Then moving on to the summary tab. The summary tab basically uses all the features. So over here, I've got two plots. One is a plot of petal area versus sepal area. Area has been computed using length multiplied by width. So this is a feature that I have created. So we see that for petal area and sepal areas, scatter length, so scatter plot, again, three distinct clusters of data points have been formed. And on the left is a PCA plot of the cluster visualization, which is after performing features, we select the two features with the greatest variance for the PCA plot and for plotting a scatter plot. So next, looking at the predictor. Predictor tab. So what the predictor tab does is you can set. So if we go to our individual analysis again, let us just take a particular data point. We see that this some petal, right? Now we have basically where we have smaller length of petals and smaller width of petal. We see that it belongs to Setosa, right? So over here, if we observe that the petal length is around 1.1 and petal width is around 0.1. And now when you go to the predictor, so this predictor basically allows the user of this, whoever is using this dashboard, to basically input the values of sepal length, width, petal length, petal width. So thus, if there is a new data point, or if they're wondering what this particular configuration of my sepal and petals what cluster would it most likely belong to, or what species would it most likely belong to, it'll help me find out that. So setting, we saw that it had small petal length around 1 for Setosa. Let's just see if it predicts Setosa. Petal width around 0.1, somewhere around that. Going to sepal for Setosa. For Setosa, typically we see that even though sepal length is smaller, sepal width is a bit larger. So we pick this one. Sepal length, sepal wait, I said wrong, but in comparison to other features is what I meant. So for sepal length, we see it's 4.4. So we can input something around 4.5, and sepal width around 2.9 or 3. So setting sepal width around 3, sepal length a bit lower around 4.4. So when I predict, so we can see the prediction is Setosa. And the algorithm that I've used for this is k-means clustering. And for clustering our training data, which were the 150 samples, and for the new data, assigning it one of the clusters, whoever it is closest to. So this was my entire dashboard. Thank you.